Hey, how's it going? And this is the first part in a tip and trick series as far as creating what I call the falling man. And so the first phase of this is going to be saving a particular pose of a Mixamo character. And so let me show you what I'm talking about. So here I am in Lightwave. If I go into the interchange, read file, I have all these different YBot things downloaded, but let's say I have this hip hop dancing one, and then okay, and then I click that arrow and it's gonna load in the rig. And what I'm looking for, you can use any kind of Mixamo character. There's one like falling backwards that might look good, but I'm just using this to give you the idea. So this is supposed to be a rig falling through space. So there he is dancing. So what I'm looking for, let me reposition myself here. What I'm looking for is kind of a pose where it might look like he's falling through his face. Of course, it looks like he's just dancing there. Kind of with his arms extended in kind of a weird pose. And ultimately, when you see the video, the final product, he's going to be blurred because he's falling through the sky. So you're not even going to really notice it whether he's moving at all on a micro level, because he's just going to be flying whatever the speed of gravity is or the rate of something falling through the sky. So let's just say that pose is good enough. So what I want to do is just save out this particular position and a pose, let's say. So what I got to do is just I'll go into make sure I'm on the object. I'll go to just start with the body surface. I'll go to surface and I'll go save as trans object, and I'm just going to call this body 1 and go save. And then I'm going to come down to joints and I'm going to go save trans object, and I'm just going to call this body 2. Okay, and we'll go save, and that's the joints actually. So then what I can do is just I'm going to clear the scene out, and then I'm going to go load, and I'm going to load that object. What was it? Body. Well, we can load this one first. Body 2. It's going to come in. It's pretty trippy, right? And then we're going to go load object and body 1, which is the surface. So he comes in like that, right? So all we need to do is parent. So we click on body 2, which is the joints, and if I hit M on the keyboard, I can parent the joints to the body surface, which is body 1. Now if I come down here and click on body 1, it should be that when I rotate this, the whole rig kind of moves. So then I can position it again in any kind of position I want. So if I want to, let's see, turn him, I guess, is it prone? Like, oops, go back this way. Hold on. It's easier this way. And I come back around, then that's going to be the position in which he's falling. Of course, I might think about this, and maybe I'll have it more falling down like that. So that's the position that I want him falling through the sky. And now what I can do is I can do whatever I want with this, but what I'm going to do is render out a still frame of this, one single frame of this particular image. Now I'm just noticing, I'm looking at the lighting here. So I'm trying to visualize this thing, him falling through space. Let's just have him like this. Maybe that's the image that we'll see. So I'll just position my perspective here, how I want him to appear in the scene falling through the sky, and go like that. Now since I'm going to be, so that's what we're going to see as a still frame. So let me go ahead and just dress him up a little bit here. I've already done a video on this. I'm holding down shift here to select both of these. We'll put it into principled BSDF. As far as the joints go, we'll just go ahead and make those black, and then what we can do is click on the body and go in here, and what we'll do is we're just going to grab dots, hook that in, and I'll go ahead and make this blue. Okay, let me double click this. So let's match our camera perspective here, and I'll go into VPR. Hopefully this will make more sense as I get into the next phase of this. So what I'm trying to do, I gotta minimize this window here. Let me see, I think I gotta adjust the scale here. So let me do this point. I think it's 0.2. Whoops. I'm working on 2 different keyboards today, so I'm a little confused. 0.2. tab, 0.2, tab, and let's see, 0.2. And so this is just going to be my character still frame of him falling through the sky like that. And I could, of course, dress this character up any way I want, but that's the way I'm going to want him, because I'm just going to render this out. So what I'll do now is I'm going to go into render properties. I got to pick a place to put this, so I'm just going to put this on my desktop. Let me go select that. And the most important thing here is on the file type, we want to render this as a PNG 32. So this is just going to, and I think we do want the alpha channel, so we click there, and we're just going to render out a still frame of this one particular image. And so I'll just go ahead and make sure, double check I got my camera perspective matched. Let's just go into camera view to make sure we're going to see what we're going to see, and then I'm just going to render this frame out. And that renders really quick because there's really nothing to it. What we do is come here, save it here again as a PNG 32, and I'll just call it Mixamo 2 and go save. Okay. So now what I should have is I've got to go into my downloads. What was that? This one? Is that under renders? No. Where was it? So this is what we end up with on the final render, is this one image. And if I go into let me close out of all this. Close. And if I go File, Import, Media, I'm going to go back in here to Downloads, Images. You'll see if I bring it into my video editing software, you'll see that, and I bring it down to the timeline, what I have is, you see this checkerboard here, is I just have this image. So now I can bring in any background underneath. And so this concludes first part of the project, which is just rendering out a Mixamo character in this pose. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to bring in an animated background, and then we're going to do a little bit of video editing and then make it appear that it's falling through the sky. And that's all I had. So this is just the first part. I hope you found this helpful, and I will talk to you guys next time.